Rachel Smith, the business grower. Welcome to this, my interview series, where I get to share with you the amazing entrepreneurs that I have in my world. And, these are the women who are showing up, they're taking fearless action, and they have very similar views to myself that, when they're sharing either free or paid content, it's the real juice. And that's exactly what Sheryl and I are going to be sharing with you this morning. So you're very welcome. So just to kind of get us into the whole interview and the kind of working on the basis that Facebook takes a little while for everybody to get here, I'm just going to do a short introduction about who I am. So if you've only just come across my page, or you haven't engaged with me for a little while, it's always nice to do a little bit of a refresher. So I'm Rachel Smith, business grower. I live here in York in the UK, and I am passionate about supporting women to grow their awesome businesses. As a business coach, kind of my secret juice is really about helping women to harness their business success mindset. That is the kind of key to all of our success, is having this belief kind of really deeply bedded in within us that we can achieve our dreams. And I love to help and support my ladies to create consistent 5K months in their business, because this is the point when everything changes for so many of us. So as you come say hi. It'd be lovely to see, know who's here and whereabouts in the UK you are. And Sheryl and I are going to be talking about something that's really important to all of us. Morning, Samantha. Lovely to see you here. Samantha's just seen you doing a live yourself this morning. Well done. So yeah, if you've not come across these interview series or you haven't seen me do a live before, I really want to just kind of emphasize that, yes, I'm here interviewing Sheryl. She's got some great content for us. But this is really very much about helping and supporting you. So it's about ensuring that this is a very engaged scenario as well, so that you get out of it what you need as well. And the topic that Sheryl's talking about today is about how you can repurpose your content. So whilst I'm doing the introduction, I'd love to know, morning Kelly, love to see you here. What I'd love to hear from you right now is, how much of a challenge do you find creating content in your business? So I would love to know that. We seem to have lost Sheryl. She's still here. But we've lost her actual visual, so we'll see what happens. This is the beauty of technology. We have a lot of snow in the UK. Yes, so Kirsten said that she's in a very snowy part of the UK as well. Sheryl is as well, so we don't know if the snow's actually creating us a few connection challenges this morning. But let me just describe what the purpose of these interview series are. And it's really about, knowing for myself that I really stand for giving you guys the real juice, the real stuff that's going to make a difference in your business, whether that's paid or if you are just getting this free content. And I met Sheryl a little while ago, and we really resonated with each other, because it's like, what we want to do is to support women to go and live their amazing lives, to build their amazing businesses. So it's really this kind of bullshit-free zone. And, that's what all of these interviews are about. It's about giving you the real juice and helping and supporting you to grow your business. So I think Sheryl's coming back. Hi, Sheryl. Are we having a few connection problems? Who knows? Morning, Carol. Love to see you here. So the question that I posed to everybody just a little while ago, but some of you just joined, is that I would love for you to share, how much of a challenge is it for you about creating content for your various social media platforms? So I'd love to know about that. Yeah, so Kirsten says that she's, at this time of year, very quiet, so struggling not to post up too many sales posts. Okay. So Kirsten, in terms of your business, then I think there's some really cool things that you can do, but we can explore and expand on that as well. So whilst we've got Sheryl here, I think rather than kind of do any further introduction, I just want to grab hold of Sheryl before she pops off again and just say, I'm delighted that we're joined by Sheryl today. Sheryl runs a business called the Light Tree Media, and she's a digital strategist. And I first met Sheryl this summer whilst on maternity leave, and this is why she's the queen of this topic, is that whilst she was on maternity leave, she created and ran a telesummit for female entrepreneurs. So it just seems to be very natural for her to come on today and talk about this topic, because she did all of that. And I've been involved in telesummits before, the kind of behind the scenes, and it takes a lot of work. And she did all of that whilst juggling a newborn baby. So she's very well positioned to actually share about this. So Sheryl loves working with highly driven women to create clear, confident and consistent digital strategies for their business. And it's really about giving them maximum visibility, but really also about working smartly. And that is very much about what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome, Sheryl. Let's hope the connection stays strong from this point on.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you now, Sheryl, yes.
Excellent. Sorry, I've just been stressing out trying to get back on here. Oh my heart, everyone. I'm so sorry. The connection, it's snow. I'm so nervous right now.
Right, let's take a deep breath in. Let it go. We're here, that's fine. So Sheryl, let's kick off then, because people are here to hear about you, to meet you, and to hear about this great content. So what I'd love for you to do is share with everybody kind of your backstory about how you became a female entrepreneur.
Yes. So hopefully everyone can hear me now.
Yeah.
Oh, can everyone hear me now? Yeah, excellent. So my background, I spent a decade working in corporate. So for one of the biggest retailers in the UK, Tesco. So working in the head office. And with that, I saw the complete conception and also from where they want with the online world. And I was in marketing and merchandising. So I was right at the forefront. And also it was an omni-channel business. So we dealt with online, in-store, catalogue at the time, absolutely everything. And we had no idea what we were doing. No one did, but it was a brave new world of internet, and I loved it from there. So being young and working corporately, it was fine at the beginning, but you get a bit jaded and worn out. So I had a bit of a wake-up call when I reached my 30th birthday. So seeing people they were burnt out themselves, they just looked jaded. I was thinking, I don't think I want to do this. And at that time, I was traveling a lot and very, very busy. And my son, I only had one son at the time. He used to be crying, like, Mummy, where are you going? It broke my heart, actually. So, to say, you're not here, I never see you. I can never even go to like school plays or anything. So I had to decide what I wanted to do. So for me, it was to go to another business. So I actually went to another corporation, and it was a grocery kind of chain. I went there and I made them quite a crap load of money at that time, but I felt like I wasn't getting recognised for what I was doing. I still felt empty, and it was getting to that point where I was working a lot harder than I wanted to, spending a lot of time out. And again, my biggest wake-up call was I found out I was pregnant with our now 2-year-old. So I had to decide what I wanted to do with my life. And it was, maybe it was foolish, maybe not, but I decided, well, let me become an entrepreneur. I actually quite enjoy doing this. I can set up shop myself. And when I tell you, I had no clue what I was doing. Within an afternoon, I set up my business completely. I had it up and running. It was a limited company, which was the worst thing I could do. And all I had was internet connection and just a burning drive to get out there and speak to as many people as I could. So, you know, from the beginning of being overwhelmed, and just to let everyone know, I started my business on Twitter, actually. So all my contracts and all my everything came from Twitter. So when people tell you Twitter's dead and you can't do anything with it, I made 6 figures on Twitter. So just by, you know, sourcing all the contracts and talking to different people. And it is the place, if you want to get to decision makers, Twitter is the one. So within that time, I was able to set up a really successful digital marketing company. I worked with small businesses and government organisations. I managed to get myself on a board of advisors for my county children's centres. I'm still on there now, and it is a passion project. So I love doing different things. And I also mentor individuals, especially mums who want to get into social media and with social media marketing, because I understand being at home with your kids is so important. So I sit on that and I do that on the side. I don't really tell a lot of people, but that's one of the things I do, and I absolutely love that. I also run 8 online businesses. So because I'm just not busy, I have no time. Well, I have so much time on my hands. I run 8 online businesses. So one of them actually attracted the attention of eBay UK and Zazzle.com. So within about a week of launching, they contacted me to say, we want to be on your website, we want to feature, how can we be on there? And they're mainly affiliate sites, which I have, and I also run a couple of sites which I buy and sell domain names. So that's a lot of fun, actually. So that is my journey and where I am now. So I just work with female entrepreneurs, and what that actually means now, I help them create confident, consistent strategies designed and aligned around their businesses so they can get out there the confidence they need, because it's really difficult. What works a couple of years ago doesn't actually work now. And because I have that insight, I help them to create those strategies and to get out there in front of an audience who actually wants to hear what they say. And I absolutely love it. And, you know, just working one-on-one and seeing them grow and progress in their business, that is where my real passion is. But trust me, it's taken me quite a while to get there.
It's never a straight road, is it?
Never.
So, and I know you've got something really fabulous for us at the end of this. You've got a free opportunity for people to, and I'm actually going to sign up to this because it's going to be phenomenal, but it's going to really help with people who are interested in this topic. And yeah, Nicola, absolutely. She's just put, wow, what a portfolio. And it is, I mean, we've got a real massive opportunity here with Sheryl, who has got the ability to really understand how to use this digital marketplace, and it does move really, really quickly, and it's quite frustrating, I think, when you're already busy running your business and then the goalposts change and what you were using previously is no longer working as well as it did, and then, you know, maybe not at all. And very interesting to know that Twitter is not dead.
No. Definitely not. Yeah, if you want to reach a decision maker really quickly, Twitter, honestly, they live on Twitter. So wow. You know, when I have problems trying to find someone in an organization, I just go there and go straight to them. And they are actually quite open, because Twitter is not the same as Facebook, for example, where it's a bit closed and people are like, why are you contacting me? Go away. Whereas right. Twitter, they're actually a lot open. I suppose because you can own characters now, where back in the day it was 160. So you had to say something in a very condensed way to get their attention. But no, I've had lots of fun with that as well. And I also actually got the attention of Wesley Snipes and Tara Banks on there too, which is, I love it. I love Wesley and I love
You might have instilled a little bit of interest in me about Twitter, because I used to use it, but I found it very, very frustrating. So I stopped using it. But yeah, it sounds definitely worth one considering. So here we are today, you know, talking to female entrepreneurs. We're all flat out busy, especially at this time of year. You know, we're not just running our businesses, we're running our lives, and if we've got families, we're running their lives as well. So I hear time and time again how frustrated women are, because, you know, they didn't really necessarily set up a business just to do marketing. They get really kind of frustrated with the amount of extra work it seems to create for them. So how can female entrepreneurs actually work smarter in their business, Sheryl?
Yeah. So it all goes to 3 main concepts, which I speak about. So definitely the clarity piece, the confidence piece, and the consistency. So I'll just go into each one of those because they are the main pillars of what marketing is all about. So with the clarity, it is 90%. Yeah, it shouldn't be, because it's my job to be a marketer and having a look at that. I do that all day long. But when you're running your business, you shouldn't have to do that. No matter what a guru tells you, and it is all nonsense, but there is a way to actually make it aligned with you. And it's 3 different things. And it's not faddy. It actually goes back to what the real source of marketing is. So, the main one is clarity. So it's getting really clear about who and how you intend to serve your ideal client and get congruency around it. So that means it has to make sense. So for example, a butcher can't serve someone who deals in silk stockings. That doesn't make any sense. And what you actually have to keep in mind is you don't want to overwhelm who you're talking to. So you have to be very clear and cut the crap. So it's really getting to them and talking about your message and saying, this is what I do, this is who I serve, and this is who I am. So that goes across when you speak to people. It goes across when you have your messaging. And how I like to kind of clarify that for people is, if someone was learning English in a foreign country, would they understand your business and what you're saying? If it's not, then it's too complicated. Your message needs to be clarified a lot further. You need to just be very clear and keep it like that. And just focus on that. That is so key, because, you know, honestly, it is the communication piece. If people understand what you have, that's brilliant. But a confused mind will never buy from you, no matter how brilliant your services is. The next one is confidence, because you have to be really confident in your message. And that comes from believing in what you're saying and being authentic, even though I can't stand that bloody word, but meaning that you're not a fraud and you have genuine experience in your craft and you're going to be yourself. So the main thing I see which is going on, especially with the emergence of digital marketing, is there's too many copycats. And I understand why that happens. It's because people see that something's working for one person, so they all flock to that at the same time and say, well, if it works for that person, it's going to work for me. Definitely there is success, or there is, you know, some kind of success to that, but it doesn't mean if it worked for that person, it's going to work for you. So let's take a guru, for example. What people don't actually understand about gurus is, yes, it works for them, but in 2010, when most of them started, it was new. They were the first to actually do what they were doing, and they're making millions teaching people these outdated strategies that work for them. It doesn't actually work now. And people seem to copy that and think, well, if they have this success, it's going to work for me. But you also have to bear in mind that a lot of them, this is their 2nd and 3rd and 10th businesses. They have a whole team of people working behind them to make it look effortless and easy and brilliant. And notwithstanding that a lot of them already have rich bloody husbands, so they are already living that life. And that's what a lot of them seem to kind of hide as well. And that bloody gets on my nerves. So being confident in your message, it really is just being confident to say, why should people buy from you? What makes you unique and different? And what are they going to get from you that they can't get elsewhere? Because it is tough and it's getting louder out there. You know, there's new people coming up all the time and it's getting noisier. So the best thing to do is just to remain confident in you and the next door top. You need to just get out there, and the confidence, you know, it is hard sometimes even to go on live and speak to, you know, thousands and thousands of people, but you just have to do it. even if you mess up. I've messed up so many times, honestly, even coming on here, you know, it was a bit of a mess, but you know, you have to fail a few times before you get it perfect. And people don't actually mind this. They are, you know, quite open to what you have. And the next thing is consistency. And I can't stress how important that is, because consistency builds trust. And I always have someone called Mary. Mary's a made-up person, but Mary, if you look at her, she is one of the most consistent people there is. She shows up on time. She's never late. She always pays her bills on time. And she's so consistent in paying her mortgage. Even banks trust her. She says the same thing to her friends. Her friends bloody love her. So she's an all-round great person. And that's how your ideal clients have to view you. You really have to be consistent in showing up with your message and providing value. So no matter what platform you choose, you're building all the time that know, like, trust. And it's always showing up consistently where your ideal clients are, and it's connecting with them and giving them value. So even if it feels like they're not listening at first, it's annoying, it's frustrating, and it's sometimes heartbreaking, but you have to show up because people are listening. They do go back, they have a look at your paper trail. And so Kelly's new name is Mary. She is a Mary, yes, in a good way though. She is a brilliant example of a Mary. She shows up with a know, like, trust every single day. So Kelly is a brilliant example. So even with her injury, with her neck injury, she showed up no matter what, and it's paying dividends. So even if you take something from that, showing up all the time, every single day, even if it's 5 minutes, you show up, brilliant. That's what people have come here for, to see you. And even if you take one action every single day, that's 365 times you've done something by the end of the year. And that is miles ahead from when you first started. So, and if you double that outcome, it's doubles again and again. So just showing up and being consistent with that message. So the main things I can say is just having clarity around your message. That is so key. Being confident in what you're saying and your packages and your offerings and your services and even your solution, and just being consistent with it. So if there's just 3 things you start with, those are the main things.
I love that. So we all have to be like Mary and Kelly.
Yes. Yes, Mary, Kelly, you do. She is a brilliant example. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I mean, there are a few people who can rock up, make an amazing offer, and then bugger off again. But there's very few people who can do that. And for me, the consistency is also a mindset piece for myself. So when I've had some time away from doing my marketing, that then when I come back to it, because you're having to ramp up your audience and your like, trust element again, it can really crush your confidence and your mindset starts to have a wobble. So for me, it's not vanity. It's kind of like, what do I need to do today to show up and be the person who I am in my business? And it actually really helps to cement who I am and really help to fix that as a piece of, you know, total belief within me.
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant.
And you know, I have that too, when days that are, you know, it's really hard for me to show up. And what I promise myself to do is just have fun with my business. So just treat my community like they're my BFFs. Sometimes, you know, if I can't be bothered to put on my eyebrows, or, you know, like I just look absolutely as rough as a badger's backside, I might tell people, or just turn up on, you know, with my voice. I'm still turning up. Or else I'll give them something of value. I'll write a really long post which just helps them with whatever their ailments they have that day. So I'm still showing up in that capacity. So sometimes it doesn't always have to be going live on a video. It's being inventive as well. So you have to kind of invent different ways which feels good for you, and also make it fun too, because where a lot of people, they feel like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go live. And then that's where the the resistance comes, and that's where people are like, I don't like marketing, it's not going to work for me. But the key is to make it work for you. You don't have to do something that someone's telling you 100% have to do it or else you're going to fail. That is not the truth. Just find something that works for you and your business. And, you know, for God's sake, I've got 3 kids that scream at me all the time. You know, there's certain things I can do and I can't do, but I always make sure it works for me and my business. And as long as you do that, people don't usually mind what you have.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of remembering to have fun, because I think sometimes we get into the total kind of, is it a belief or is it just something that happens where we start to believe that business is really hard and that you've got to like slog away at it. So, but actually to make it fun and to be creative is exactly what we're here to do, isn't it? Nobody wants to like be like working hard and having no fun at all. So what is the secret, Sheryl, to creating content that you can share across a multiple of social media platforms? Because I think you've maybe whetted the appetite of people who've been using Facebook but are now thinking, there might be some other things I'd like to do.
Yeah, it is definitely just leveraging what you have. So with all the best will in the world, we are human beings. We don't have time to be sitting in front of the computer all day long, just banging out content. I don't. Well, I do to a certain extent because I'm sad like that. That is my job. I look into marketing trends all the time. But for other people, that is not what your job should be about. And it is all about leveraging and scaling what you have. And that's where the consistency piece comes in and your message. Because from one piece of content, you can turn it into so many different pieces. And, you know, you have things where, you know exactly what you're going to say on a week to week, even a day to day basis. You can plan your content a year in advance, which is what I do. I plan out a year. I can change and chop things and put things back in. And it is definitely leverage what you have. I don't believe in creating 10 different pieces of content for the sake of it. It's always intentional and it always has the same consistent message, and it also packs a punch too, because you know, if it doesn't do it, there's no point. There is no point doing any kind of marketing. So definitely leverage what you have.
I love that idea. And also one of the women that I've worked with, Denise Duffield Thomas, she creates her content. I think she maybe does it, she probably has it mapped out over the year, and then she creates all her videos into kind of bouts. And it works beautifully, it works really amazing. And obviously every week she just sends out this amazing content. So you can actually leverage it really beautifully, can't you? And very gracefully as well. But I love that. I love the, you know, about being consistent, to have that consistent message running through and to pack a punch as well. We know that Sheryl does that, don't we?
Because, you know, honestly, I'm coming from a place where when I first started out, people bloody well didn't know what I did. Every single day or week, I'd jump onto one thing and then another thing and then the next thing. So people are just like, who are you? You know, what are you actually here for? When I just had to just take everything back and say, what do I really want to say to my audience? How do I want to show up? And again, it's all about, you know, being consistent with things. But I don't have time to be creating so many different pieces of content, or, you know, every single day or even every single week. So it is all about sitting there, having a running theme, if it's for the month or even for the week, if you want to. It depends how you want to do it. But it's just turning one piece of content and leveraging the hell out of it. And then what that actually does, or what it looks like, and what I'll be talking about later on in my offer, is you can get out there. So averagely, I get out to about 100,000 people per month, and this is on a bad month. So my message goes far out.
So just in the comments, I would love to know from the audience if they would like to reach 100,000 people, because that is frigging awesome, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
very, very
and honestly,
cool.
if I can do it, someone else can do it too, honestly. And if this is just me sitting back kind of and, you know, testing what works and what doesn't work. And that is just literally on a bad month. But if you really ramp it up to do, you know, with your business, whatever you want to do, it can go further. And it's not as hard as what people, you know, seem to think, or even what the gurus tell you. It has to be really difficult. That's just poo. It really is poo.
What
it can. Yeah. Oh, it is. So I had to regulate myself there. So it doesn't have to be that. And then you can do it with ease and with flow as well, because I totally believe in that. From being stressed out and overwhelmed, it has to work, you know, from a place of ease, from flow, and from, you know, how you enjoy your business to actually be as well.
So what I'd love to know is some real life examples of how you've managed to leverage this into your business. You know, what are some of the results that you've achieved?
Okay, so some of the results I've achieved is this year I've grown my Facebook business page to 6,000 likes, so over 6,000 likes. And some people are just like, okay, they're just likes, but you know what? It works as a vanity piece, especially when you're sending out Facebook ads, because naturally what people do, they want to find out about you and they click on your page. And when they see your likes, they're like, oh, she's someone I need to know. So it does work from that point of view. And also I spoke about being contacted by eBay UK and Zazzle, who saw my content and they wanted to get involved. And that was amazing. And I still have those emails as well to say, wow, did they really find me and contact me? So that's amazing. And also on average, my content gets viewed from about 20 to 30,000 people per week, all around the world. I've also got invited to be on virtual summits too, which is absolutely amazeballs. I can't believe people have heard of me now. So I'm just like, who? They're like, oh, they're like, I've seen what you do. And I'm like, really? So that is a bit of a shock as well. And in January as well, I've been invited to 2 live events to share my knowledge as a specialist. So people have actually found me from my local area. So I'm really pleased about that. And also the biggest one, which I still can't believe is a bit of a dream, is it's helped to put me in front of Google. So I've been down to Google head office twice in London to speak about a possible collaboration in the new year to work with them. And I'm still like, oh, but they had seen it and they'd looked at what I've been doing over the year, and they are actually quite interested.
Yay, she's awesome. Yay, that's amazing. So there's so many people who are going, I want to do that. I want to have that kind of visibility. So I know that you've got something really amazing that you have, well, you're going to kick off today that is available for people here. So can you just share us a little bit about that whilst I put the details in the comments?
Yes. So today we are kicking off with my 90-day content creation challenge. So last year I didn't understand, or I didn't know how big it would be, but the results they got, one person didn't want to go on a Facebook Live. She was like, this is not for me. She hopped on and she did it, and over a weekend, or less than a weekend, she actually got over 1,000 views on one Facebook Live and a few shares. And I'm like, whoa, girl, that is amazing. So she did that, and I brought it back because I understand how important it is for people just to leverage and to scale their content, and it doesn't actually have to be that hard. But this challenge is the real deal, guys. So it's not any insipid nonsense. I don't do that, and I don't live by that. I'm actually giving you step by step, and this is what I go through my clients. This is what they do. So you are getting the real shizzle from me.
Oh, we want that, don't we?
You are getting it. So by the end of it, you will know everything along, that goes into it, and you'll be able to create content for 90 days, 60 days, even a year if you choose to. So that is what we have going on.
Cool. And how do people kind of stay in contact with you, and how do people get involved in that free 90-day challenge as well?
Yeah. So I don't know if you, yes. So you can come to my group. I'm in Digital Strategy Crushers. So you can just find me on Facebook and just join. So if you don't want to sign up, you don't have to. Just join, come, join in, say, hey, I'll be starting it today. You can sign up as well. There is a link, I think. Yeah, the link is there for that. And also, I'm quite open for people just to make friends with me and to send me messages and to say hello. So yeah, Kelly's in. Yay! So we got Kelly here. And I'm very, very open to that. If you want to say hello or else even ask any questions. So come find me there. Come find me in Lightree Media as well, my Facebook page. I do have a presence on all digital platforms like you wouldn't believe. But my main hangout spot is actually in my Facebook group. I'm there all the time.
Yeah, you get slightly addictive when you've got your community, isn't it? It's like, that's like going into the office and talking to you guys, isn't it?
It is. Oh my God, I love them. I love them. Honestly, they make me laugh. They're so lovely, and it's a really supportive atmosphere as well. So everyone who comes in as well gets a fanfare. So you get welcomed. Everyone gets. Yeah, you do. Because everyone's.
Thank you so much. You have shared so much. I can see from the comments that people have got really excited about the possibility of reaching such a wide audience through such very simple strategies. So thank you so much for coming and sharing everything that you have and inviting people here into your challenge. I'll definitely be coming over and joining. I love creating content, so this totally talks to me. So yeah, keep connected to Sheryl. Go and see where she is. And yeah, as you can see, she's very down to earth, very knowledgeable, and it's kind of a no-nonsense kind of approach, which will actually get you results. So thank you so much, Sheryl, for coming and sharing with us. And for everybody who's here today, thank you very much for being live. Thank you very much for watching the recording back. If you want to stay connected to Sheryl, you can do that over in her Facebook group, or she does hang out in mine, which is Live Your Abundant Life. Just, tag her in a post if you've got questions about this. Just before we leave, I know we're a few minutes over, but just before you leave, has anybody got any questions that they want Sheryl to respond to while she's here? And I just wanted to flag up that, Kelly's saying thank you. I just wanted to also flag up that on Thursday, I'm running my last free masterclass of 2017, where in 60 minutes or less, you will be mapping out your brand new online course that sells. So that's going to be really exciting. That's free to join, and I'll post up the details later about that. Or you can PM me for those details. So Carol's saying thank you. Kirsten's saying that she can't find the group. Kirsten, what I'll do is after this is finished, I'll go into the comments and I'll put the full link up, and I'm sure you can find it. If you can't, go and ask her in Live Your Abundant Life, and then you can actually get in there. So don't worry, you're not going to miss out. Sheryl and I will make sure that you've got the links. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Really have a very fabulous Monday. I think Sheryl's certainly stoked some inspiration there. And, Kirsten's found it. Woohoo, she's in. Right, thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And, yeah, have a great, great day. Bye for now.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.